What happens when a lion walks away from the blood-soaked track to finally find peace? Forget the image of the mustachioed racer hurling a Williams car into the tightest gaps at 200 miles per hour. In 2026, Nigel Mansell is no longer the reckless young man who once mortgaged his house just to feed a speed dream. At 72, he lives behind the iron gates of a fortified mansion on the tax haven island of Jersey, commanding a business empire worth over £100 million, performing magic tricks at dinner tables, and keeping an old police warrant card locked away like a trophy. Nigel Mansell did not come from money. He was born into the British working class, raised without a silver spoon, and driven purely by passion for mechanical engineering and speed. But passion alone does not buy a Formula One seat. When the moment came to join Formula 3, Nigel and his devoted wife Roseanne made a decision most people would never dare. They sold their only home, liquidated every last asset, and poured everything into racing. It was an all-in gamble with no safety net. If he failed, they had nothing. That kind of survival pressure forged something unbreakable inside him. He had no way back, so he had no choice but to win. His Formula One career was a brutal chain of glory and heartbreak. Fans called him Il Leone, the Lion, for his ferocious never-quit driving style. He finished second in the World Championship 3 bitter times before finally breaking through. People still remember him pushing a car out of fuel in the blistering 1984 Dallas heat until he collapsed just before the finish line. He raced through a broken neck and burns from fuel chemicals. He gritted his teeth and kept going. Only in 1992, behind the wheel of the legendary Williams FW14B, did Mansell completely dominate the season and claim his one and only Formula One World Championship. The very next year, he crossed the Atlantic and won the IndyCar Championship in his rookie season, becoming the only driver in history to hold both titles at the same time. Those peak years generated enormous cash flow. In the early 1990s, Mansell was among the highest-paid athletes on the planet. But what separates him from so many other sports stars who earned fortunes and lost them is discipline. Mansell never threw money at all-night parties or flashy lifestyles. He invested. He bought and developed valuable real estate across the UK and the United States. His most famous deal was acquiring Woodbury Park Golf Club in Devon, transforming it into a world-class resort, then selling it for a massive profit worth tens of millions. He owned Ferrari dealerships alongside more accessible car brands, building steady passive income over decades. His main revenue engine in Jersey is the Mansell Collection, a stunning Art Deco building in the capital city of St. Helier. Once a rundown old garage, he bought it and renovated it at great expense, turning it into an architectural landmark and the headquarters of his auto business empire. It operates authorized dealerships for Hyundai and Mitsubishi, trades in premium used cars, and runs a classic car restoration service where vehicles are cared for under the supervision of a world champion with mechanical engineer's eye. In 2022, he shocked the collector world by auctioning his championship-winning Williams FW14B and the Ferrari 640, pulling in over £8 million from just those two cars. He is pragmatic that way. He cherishes history, but never lets sentiment outweigh smart financial decisions. Inside his private Jersey mansion, the surprises keep coming. Mansell is an officially recognized member of the Magic Circle, London's most prestigious magic society, earned through genuine skill and strict testing. He performs close-up coin and card tricks for dinner guests with the same intense focus he once gave to overtaking at 180 miles per hour. He also keeps a private collection of custom golf clubs, antique equipment, and signed memorabilia from his days as a near-professional golfer. And in a glass cabinet, hung with quiet pride, sit old police uniforms, a peaked cap, and a warrant card bearing his name. Mansell served as a real special constable on the Isle of Man, and later in Devon and Cornwall. He patrolled. He enforced the law. He completed actual training. He says he values that badge no less than his 1992 World Championship trophy. His personal life was never without storms. The infamous feud with teammate Nelson Piquet at Williams cut deeper than any crash. Piquet publicly mocked Roseanne's appearance in an interview, attacking the one thing Mansell held most sacred. That humiliation turned into pure fuel on the track. His relationship with the Land Prost of Ferrari was equally explosive. Mansell always believed the team favored Prost and reacted with dramatic retirement announcements he later retracted. Critics called him a drama queen. He called it honest frustration. Today, at 72, the old arguments have faded, but the physical damage never will. His body carries the permanent scars of a broken neck, spinal injuries, and chemical burns. Cold weather brings joint pain that makes walking difficult. He accepts it without complaint because he knows it is the price of surviving an era when death waited at every corner. Through all of it, Roseanne never left. Their marriage has lasted over half a century, a near impossible feat in the world of Formula One. She signed the papers selling their house so he could race. She was the rock every single time. That love story is the real championship of Nigel Mansell's life. In 2026, retirement is not in his vocabulary. He is expanding the Mansell collection into a full car culture center, developing podcast series and documentary project about the raw and unfiltered history of 1980s and 1990s Formula One, and passing daily business operations to his sons Leo and Greg, while acting as chairman and strategic advisor. He is scheduled to drive legendary cars at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, not for prize money, but for the roar of the crowd and the adrenaline that nothing else on earth can replicate. The Lion may be older now, but the roar has not gone quiet.